Hi, I'm Dan, and if you're new to homebrewing, so am I. Welcome to my adventures in homebrewing.
This is the Brewtubers Online Brewers Club 2022 Hops Experiment, Hoppy Blonde Ale. Thanks to our sponsors: Imperial Yeast, Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store, Brewers Hardware, 5 Star Chemicals, and Yakima Valley Hops. Get brewing.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my adventures in homebrewing. I'm Dan, if you haven't guessed that already, and thanks a lot for coming back and checking out the Brewtubers 2022 Hop Experiment. So if you've been following along, we have had 6 guys get together through the online homebrewers club called Brewtubers, and you can find us at www.brewtubers.com. And we have, through our fantastic sponsors, Yakima Valley, Imperial Yeast, and 5 Star Chemicals, we were able to put on this really cool experiment. So Yakima Valley was the main focus, and they gave us 2 strains of hops, I should say, and 3 different variations of the product on how they can be used. So we had it in T90 pellets. We got it in Lupomax pellets, which is the high lupulin concentrated pellet, and also in the Incognito hop extract. So it almost looks like a molasses. So for me, I got the T90 Lupomax, not T90, the Lupomax hop for Mosaic. So we all made the same beer. It was a hoppy blonde ale. And so far, all the guys I've had the pleasure of reviewing and also giving rankings to. At least I think I've been ranking them. Well, sorry guys, but I think I might have to do another video and do it then. I'm a little slow voice, I'm sorry. They've all been fantastic. For mine, even though I've been getting some good remarks and reviews from the guys, I guess I am my own worst critic. For me, I know I overcarbonated it, and I've had to let mine in the keg sit for a while and hopefully let it off gas a little bit. It's still not my best beer. I'll be honest, it's not my best beer. But that said, it does have some very good characteristics. So I'm going to show you his. There you go. So it has a nice kind of straw color to it. As you can see, nice little bit of head retention on it. And I'm using the old Brewtubers glass. See guys, Brewtubers, go check them out. Really cool bunch of guys. And it's got some really cool characteristics. I mean, it's definitely there. I mean, it's definitely got some very kind of a little bit of that resinous pine aroma. Maybe even a little bit of maybe papaya. Maybe maybe a little bit of nectarine in there. Yeah, it's definitely it smells very herbaceous, and that's my dog coming in. Hi, Tilly. So with that said, let's see. See, for me, I find it thin. I know it's only a 4.6% beer. And don't get me wrong, 4.6 beers are great. I've made them and they've tasted fantastic. But for me, because like I said, I'm my own worst critic, I find it a little thin. The flavor it's there. I'm just gonna see if I can warm it up a bit. Kind of like what Chris did, put it in your hands and rub it like a genie lamp. I'm not taking a dig at you, Chris. Some of the other guys have actually put out some really good stuff. I personally liked Trans Am guy, Mike. His had a really good flavor to it. Really kind of what I was expecting a hoppy beer to be like. Excuse me. Some guys actually thought it was more or less along the lines of a pale ale. I mean, everyone's opinions and everyone's flavor palettes are totally different. And to be honest, no one's really wrong. But I'm not 100. I'm not thrilled by this beer. I know it's mine, and I'm usually hyping up all my stuff and what I do. And I'm really excited about it. But there we go. That's better. That's warmed up a bit. And you got more of that mosaic bang to it. It seems the bitterness is changing the more it warms up, which is kind of nice. I expect it to be a little bit more. It's got a little bit of that IPA kind of after flavor. You know, that bitterness that you usually get sometimes if you get an IPA. That's a little bit heavy on the hop, on say like maybe like a really strong West Coast IPA. It's a nice flavor. And the flavors are changing. Aromas are changing too. Yeah. Overall, I mean, would I drink this? Obviously I am, so it's not that bad. Would I want to maybe change this a little bit? Absolutely. How would I change it? I might increase the grain bill a little bit, but like I said, that's me. Those are my preferences. And a lot of the guys who actually made this beer with the same grain bill, all the same additions that we needed to do to the water and everything else, did a fantastic job. Milwaukee brewer, Trans Am guy, Big Dog, and Brookside beers or brews. They did some fantastic stuff. So did Brewmaster Jerry. They all did some really cool stuff, and I found their beers to be much better than this. To be honest, I think I might have said it before, I did overcarbonate this, so I had to let it sit to hopefully let it off gas. As you can see, that did hold, it did hold some of the head. It's not completely clear, but it does have a little opaqueness to it. This would be a really good summer beer, to be honest. Right around this time of year here in Canada, we go for a little bit more of the heavier beers or the darker beers. So more things like stouts and porters and things like that. So yeah, so overall, not a bad one. Out of 10, I'd probably, like I said, I'm my own worst critic. I'd probably give it a 6 because it's not quite what I would want it to be. So how would I rank them? Personally, I would go Trans Am guy, Milwaukee, Brookside, Big Dog, then Brewmaster Jerry, then myself. That's how I would rank them. So thanks a lot, guys. I'm Dan, Brewtubers, My Ventures in Home Brewing, Dog Here Beer Company. Thanks for coming out, and I will definitely see you guys on the other side.